a shot at the championship. You know, I remember having a conversation with Elio after Iowa. I was at the media day. I spoke of this where, you know, I was like, man, you need to watch out, because he kind of pissed me off a little bit in Iowa. I was like, I'm not in the championship, so, you know, don't do that again, because otherwise, you know, I can maybe hinder your championship. And it's funny how it's, you know, it turned out to be, you know, us fighting it out in the last few races. And, you know, I feel for Elio. He ran a strong year. He's a hell of a competitor. You know, he's a high energy person, and you know, I've been in that situation before, and it sucks. So, you know, I want to thank him for having a great race tonight and keeping it clean and you know, pushing as hard as he could. But yeah, the year, I think that tonight's race kind of summed up how our year was. It was very up and down, and you know, in the end we came out on top. So that's the important part.
Thanks. We'll go ahead and open up for questions, starting with Bruce.
When Chip was in here, he thought the 5-year thing was kind of a validation of your tenacity as a race driver. You've been able to win championships at various stages of your career, and at your age, you're still quite young. So talk a little bit about how gratifying it is to, it's not like your championships came all at once. They've come at various stages of your career.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't lay me off for 4 years and then bring me back on the 5th. But you know, we've come close many times. You know, I think in the last, you know, since '06, we've had a great shot at winning this championship, and we've come up shy a few times. And you know, lucky enough for our team that Dario's been, you know, he took 3 of those. You know, some I was in contention, and maybe 1 or 2 I wasn't. But you know, it's a special team. They dig deep. You know, Chip's a hell of a guy. You know, he's a hell of a competitor, and you know, you don't see that all the time in team owners. You know, it can get quite political and things like that. But you know, I know in the early years I was lucky on contracts. I think I kind of breezed through some situations where I was still hired, and then we fought through and took it when we needed to. So yeah, you know, it's the 5-year thing. You know, I think it's just a coincidence. You know, I think some of those instances in those years that we were fighting for the championship could have turned out different, but they didn't. So you know, it's nice to know that we've been in the hunt, you know, plenty of times.
I know you're not one to toot your own horn, but do you think you get enough credit for your driving skill, especially in such a diverse series?
You know, I've always been a guy that sort of, you know, I think recently I've probably spoken out a little more than that I used to, but it hasn't been on stats or results. You know, I don't know. I think I'm kind of one of those people that, you know, once it's said and done, and you know, I've done with racing, and I can look back and you know, say, hey, you know, we achieved this, you know, or I achieved this, and you know, that's the time for that. For me right now, I love racing. I want to race. You know, it's whether it's IndyCar stuff or the sports car stuff the team does. You know, I love being at the track. Love waking up thinking about it and wanting to go training for it and do all that kind of stuff. So, you know,